Toby here. I'm here at Blavity Fest, and I'm here with one of the biggest podcast hosts in the world right now. But like always, I'm going to let my guest introduce himself.
Tysean Jackson, host of Hardly Initiated Podcast, one of the top podcasts on faith and relationships being a building.
So, how I came across your podcast was through my homegirl, and she said, yo, you really got to tune into these guys that kind of had a worldly podcast, but now it's very Christian. They're talking a lot of Christian talks and spiritual topics. When was the turning point for y'all?
It was before it hit the podcast, it hit our personal lives. So we was really going through some things where, we were involved in conversations that we felt like we weren't really living what we was talking about. And it felt irresponsible, to be quite honest, to be talking about improving our relationships, improving our families, dealing with our traumas, and we still really in the world causing all the damage that we talk about fixing. So a major turning point for us was we realized we needed a foundation that we could really build on and that we can grow on. And the foundation that we really was missing was God. That was the foundation. We just had a whole conversation out here, and we asking people, when should sex happen in relationships? We asking them, how should you communicate to your children? But the reason everybody got different answers is because everybody got a different foundation. And many of us have no foundation. And we making life-changing decisions. So with that being the case, once that foundation came in my personal life and we really started living it, I wanted to bring that to our audience and our people.
So I got a deep question for you. What would you have to say for that man that's like, bro, it's just sex. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares if I'm having sex? Like, why is that stopping me or hurting anybody else?
Man, it's so much I can say to that, bro. One, I would ask that man, first off, does he know his father? Because I don't know mom. But it was just sex. But I grew up in a broken home, right? My mom grew up traumatized, having to support a family for herself, and had to take on a responsibility she should not have taken on by herself, but it was just sex, right? All of my homies, my best friends, are also fatherless, but I guess their fathers probably said it was just sex. Even now, I'm married, so this is the most productive I've ever been, because now it's just my one woman and my work. But see, sex has fallen to such a low priority because most of these guys, the most exciting thing happening in their life is they nut. The nut is the best thing that they look forward to. They have not found any other orgasms in any other area of their lives. You gotta figure out how to bust a nut of your purpose. You gotta figure out how to find this euphoria or this fulfillment, this satisfaction in other areas of your life. We're over-relying on the nut because we're really empty in other areas of our lives.
So I gotta ask you the question you asked me. What would you tell your future child if they said, I'm ready to have sex? What would you say to them?
I would say we gotta work off the same foundation. So I'm doing it God's way. More specifically, I'm doing it Christ's way. He laid a clear framework. And I don't even like talking very spiritually to my people, because to be honest, I can actually defend what's broken down spiritually very practically. We say wait till marriage. That's not a spiritual thing, that's very practical. Once I'm married to the woman,
that is true. We turned it into a whole God conversation.
It's very practical. So many consequences are avoided if I'm married to the woman. I'm not in anxiety or fear or depression. Have you ever had a pregnancy scare? There's no peace in a pregnancy scare.
There's no peace.
You ever felt the itch and thought you had some shit? There's no peace in that. It's anxiety. It's worry. It's chaos. So I can get spiritual beyond that, but if we just want to keep it there for the brothers that's not really all the way there yet, what you do when you introduce sex, this real, honestly, a physical, mental, spiritual connection with somebody you really don't give a damn about, you end up bringing things into your life that you ain't even ready for.
Bro, for the dudes that are struggling with lust, struggling with pornography or sex in general, what are 2 or 3 tips to help dealing with lust?
So, whenever you want to take something out of your life, you got to make sure you replace it with something. You just can't leave the house empty, right? So the reality of it is, I've been there, by the way, too. I was addicted to sex. I've been addicted to porn. to be honest with you, I think that's a common addiction. I would say most guys are addicted to sex, porn, masturbation, all of those things. Very easy to be addicted to nowadays. So lust is an insatiable beast. It is never full. You can't feed it. So after you feed it, it wants more. After you feed it, it wants more. After you feed it, it wants more. You can't satisfy it. It's a bottomless pit. So you have to starve it. So one, you starve it. And that's painful.
No sex at all.
You starve it. I would say to any brother struggling, no sex, no porn, no masturbation. None of those.
What if you go like one of the three? One word?
No. What if you just take a little bit of crack when I'm trying to what if I take a lower dosage of the crack rock? You have to starve it. You have to get it out your system. You have to completely change your chemical. And let me tell you, it's gonna be straight warfare. You talk about spiritual war, it's gonna be warfare once you try to do that. The voice is gonna get loud in your head. Your body, the urges, they gonna start hitting. The little nasty little joints, they gonna start hitting and texting you back. All of that's gonna start happening. And it's all tests. But here's the thing. How you are with anything is how you are with everything. If you don't have discipline, if you can't discipline this area of your life, you're weak. That's really what it is. It's weak. So we even have to redefine strength, because we think that smashing and being able to have this buffet of women is this masculine.
It's the cool thing.
It's the masculine aspect of how I'm showing my dominance and strength, but it's truly weakness. The problem is how dangerous it is. That same mindset is going into the drug world. So dudes now think that popping perkies and now getting high and addicted on these substances are now also somehow validating them. So that same toxic mindset that's happening with sex can actually roll over to different areas of your lives. It's addiction. That's really what it is. So again, you starve it. Once you starve it, you replace it. The first thing I think every man needs to introduce into their lives is a physical fitness routine. I don't care what nobody says. You gotta get consistent, and it don't gotta be the gym. I don't care if you go for a 30-minute walk every day. I don't care if you go ahead and do a boxing class. I don't care if you just drop down and do 100 push-ups every day. But the flesh is what you're battling. So you have to learn how to tell the flesh what to do. The flesh means your body as well. So you fight it and then you tame it. Those are two things I would take to do instantly to start getting some momentum in that part of your life.
You heard it from the man. Why told me we rolling out. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being down, man.